Hey, hello everybody, welcome to the sound test stream. Today we're taking a look at SynthMaster ONE and its arpeggiator section. Okay, so I have a basic arpeggiator set up from the presets. To enter the full screen arpeggiator, we just hit the little magnifying glass with a plus button on it here, and you can see the arpeggiator. It's set in Arpeggiate Mode, which is where you can design your own arpeggios, and it's going over 8 steps. Let's set that over 16 just for this. So now in this mode, this is kind of a special mode where you can design your own preset. So you can choose which is triggered first sort of thing. So if I do this, so I'm playing 3. But if I change the first to the third, and then I change the rest of these, well, let's do it randomly. Let's do it alternately, sorry, for the third. So we get, and it doesn't matter what key you play because it's relative to the key you're playing. Okay, now here is your duration, which is kind of your gate timing. And then you can choose the type of different velocity it responds to. So you could have it respond to note, step, step and note. Let's try step and note. You might not hear a lot of difference on some of them. You just got to kind of play around with that. Okay, and then you have your repeating section. And then you have your range. That you can play with. So let's just, okay, so let's just reset to default. And let's go into, let's switch the ARP on and let's start to set a few different arpeggios. Now we're in sequence mode now, which is the default setting. That means we can enter chords, and this is how they get all their cool sequences going on. And then we can set this to our 16, so we've got a bit more to play with, and then we can drop our duration down. So let's do a few more. Let's set this one here. Actually, no, let's not. Let's set it there. This one there. Let's take those out. Let's maybe put a chord in on step 9, but quite higher up. So we could do this one, and that one. And then we'll see how that sounds. And that's how they build up all those super cool sequences. Now, other than this, you can also control the velocity for each step here. And let's do some. Let's turn these off here. And you can, of course, scroll up and down. So you could go like deeper down for the lower ones if you like. We could do alternates here. We could stick like another note in there for this and then do some alternate timings there. And on this one, take that one out. Don't need to play a chord, just one note. So we could set this a bit higher, maybe. And then maybe we think, okay, there's too much effects on this. We could go to our effects section there. Let's see what we've got switched on. It's the delay that's causing all that sort of stuff. So we could, let's just take the feedback down a little bit there and drop it down a little tiny bit in the mix. This should sound better for this particular arpeggio. Okay, so that's very cool. Let's go back to our Arpeggiator now. Go full screen on that. And let's look at another section. So a good one is, okay, so if we go to chord, this is great for setting up transgates and stuff. I'll play it on my MIDI keyboard. I'll play it here. So with this one, the velocities are, you can take them all the way down to switch them off. And it might sound much better if we're on 16ths for the bass timing. So I've it MIDI'd up to a keyboard. So yeah, so you can see that that's the chord section where you can. We've had a look at the where you choose your first note that plays, and then you can, like for instance this. It's just gonna, all it's doing is triggering. But say if I put like my second note here and I still only play one note, it's still gonna do the same thing. But if I play two notes now. You're building up customized arpeggios. Okay, so we've looked at arpeggio, we've looked at chord, we've looked at sequence. Sequence is very, very cool. Up is, these are self-explanatory. We could look at as played. Need to put these back in. If we hold a few of these as well, we'll get a sustain. We could drove the octaves up a bit. And so on and so forth, and you can build up exactly how you like. You can also put it into record mode sort of thing, and this is a sequence. And then this is like, you can add notes via your keyboard sort of thing and move along. You just got to mess around with it. That's the main thing, is this switches it off. And then that puts it back into... That puts it back into play mode in that sequence. And again, with the velocity, you can choose to actually turn steps off just by turning the volume down. And then you can come up with some very, very cool and clever sequences and things with the arpeggiator. It's such a powerful thing. And that's what's cool. Now also, let's do this. This is nice. Before we go, let's reset our arpeggiator now. So we've got a nothingness going on. And let's go to chord mode here. But let's look at this. Look, we've got all these different keyboard scales we can play with. So we could do some Balinese here. And then you have different keys and choose from. So if we choose C, and then we can enter our chords to suit the particular scale that we're in. So let's say, let's go hold. Let's choose this one. Also play with the swing time. And it's the same for using the scales if you're just playing a normal synth as well. But it's nice when you're doing the arpeggios, because you can see what's going to fit in, especially if it's like if you're doing just basic arpeggio mode. Arpeggiate mode, or maybe even just the ordinary up and down mode. You could go, oh right, okay, so very cool beans. And that's how they build up all these very cool sequences and stuff like that, just by programming the arpeggiator in full screen mode, obviously, because that's how you want it to be. Rightio, guys. I'll put a link in for SynthMaster in the description below, and you can check it out at the App Store. And thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, please, or consider becoming a Patreon. That's super cool beans and really important now. Okay, so yes, I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching the SynthMaster ONE Arpeggiator. Yes, very cool. It's cool because of the amount of different control you have over creating different arpeggios. Anyway, see you guys later.